What's going on, guys? Still here. So, I just recorded 30 minutes of me talking about this league list that I'm sure you're all familiar with now, so I'm not going to be cheesy with the introduction. I'm just going to go through it a little bit quicker, so it's not 30 minutes long. I'm going to point out things of note. There's just a lot of junk and other goofy little knickknacks. To check the full list, I'll put it in the description of the video, of course. But yeah, I'm just going to go over some things of note that I am excited for, and so the story goes, GIB, in their infinite wisdom, decided to update the dev server yesterday. I was not home. Earlier in the day, I was playing and I was like, the dev server's updating, that's odd. And turns out that someone at GIB decided to upload all of basically their work in progress or junk vehicles onto the dev server, and the data miners got cracking. And they found a whole host of vehicles, ranging from battleship Stalingrad, or battle cruiser Stalingrad, I should say, to to mechs that look ridiculous. So I'm just going to go through some of them. I'm going to give you the lowdown. Battle cruiser Stalingrad is in the game, in the files, I should say. Keep in mind, though, that these are just visual models. I doubt that damage models are ready for, especially these big ships. But yes, there's Stalingrad, there's Hood, there's Kronstadt, there's Alaska, there's Fuso, there's Renown. And what else am I thinking of? There's Tirpitz, Scharnhorst, and Gneisenau. So yeah, you get an idea for the naval players out there without making it too long of a video. That's kind of what you get. Another British corvette with a Automalara. You've got another Italian with probably, I'm assuming, 40mm Bofors on a hydrofoil. A German helicopter. I'm assuming this is going to be some sort of scout helicopter. Could probably carry some hot missiles or something. Has chaff and flare, so that's interesting. Russian float plane. I like Russian float planes. You should add more of them. The Semovente M4375. Basically, the Bersaglieri gets 3 Brettas. So, and I think they can aim up pretty high. So there you go. Italy, another TD. A20 skin. Here's Kronstadt. We've got Scharnhorst. An Mi-28 that is probably going to get better ordnance, or then again, just another Mi-28 that we don't need. The other day I did learn an interesting fact that Sweden actually tested the Mi-28 and the Apache at one point and deemed that they didn't really need helicopters, which is why Sweden doesn't really have a lot of helicopters. Also, the operational cost of an Mi-28 or an Apache was probably too much for them to handle, so the fact that they even tried to test those at all was kind of stupid. Although they probably were thinking of maybe developing their own attack helicopter that was cheaper, but hey. This thing gets an air-to-ground radar. And at some point, this thing might also possibly be getting a fire and forget missile, but at least it's able to carry something of that kind, a Chrysanthema V missile. So I think those are Ataka pods or Vicker pods. Or that's possibly the new Chrysanthema pod on the Mi-28. I haven't seen the Mi-28's weapons in a while, so I'm not familiar. But I'm assuming that looks like a Vicker pod to me, but let me know in the comments if this thing is actually planning to get any new ordnance, if anyone did some deeper digging. Czechoslovak, I'm assuming cheaper premium Mi-4. Hip hip hooray. Italian boat, no one really cares about. Panzer 38. Here's Gneisenau. This thing, if you played War Game, you know it's a Swedish transport. Basically just going to be Sweden's Martyr, probably 7.0, 7.3. No Milan, so just a autocannon. Just going to be used for anti-helicopter, really. Basically a Dardo with an Auto Blinda 74 with a 90mm, so probably going to suck. Hip hip hooray. Chode gun. Cessna. There's a couple of Cessnas in here. They're civilian. I'm assuming that they're going to be map models that are just detailed, similar to Cargo Port, how it had aircraft models on it. Project 30. Hip hip hooray. Yubari. This thing is going to be a Swedish derp gun. Going to be quite a meme. Probably going to be an event vehicle or a battle pass vehicle. Look at that gun. And if it gets the auto-loading system too, it's going to be an absolute meme. So that's why I have a feeling if it does, it's going to be an event vehicle. Because that would be ridiculously OP. Another PBM Mariner. We have another Baltimore. Fuso, of course, I mentioned. Another Swedish TD. Good to see domestic vehicles. Nassau, no one cares. Naval. Prototype number 14. Basically a Leopard 2 prototype. So mix between a Leopard 2K and a Leopard 2A4, but still resembles almost like a Leopard 1, so kind of goofy looking. But with a 120, so hey, probably going to be a precursor to the Leopard 2K, maybe after the Leopard 2K, I don't know. Could be an event vehicle. Either way, it's a Leopard. There's also another Leopard. There's a Leopard 1M somewhere. L2 no one cares about. The Puma, of course. I believe the Puma has a 50 mil and is supposed to get spikes. So this thing will probably be introduced with a spike missile, and if not, they'll just introduce it with just the 50, because I'm assuming the 50 is probably going to be plenty anyways for how you would play this thing. So Puma. A4M, finally a better later A4. Hopefully it gets Mavericks, although I think only the Aussie Skyhawks carried Mavericks for some reason. I don't know why. I don't think this does, but at some point, if we have anti-radiation missiles, this would actually be able to do SEED. So, hip hip hooray. There's Hood, Alaska. We have the AH-56A Cheyenne. This thing is just going to be a rocket rusher. As you can see by how many Mighty Mouse pods it can carry. I don't know what that red little cap is. I have no idea, but yeah, this is going to be America's rocket rusher. I don't really know what it's going to carry other than tows for missiles, so hooray. Another helicopter to grind that's going to be suffering, so whatever. I'm going to call this instead of the pack half track, I'm going to call it the pack track. So there we go. Germany's got another goofy little low tier pack gun. I'm assuming Spanish, going to be probably Russian premium SB2M. And this is the GAS 75, basically just the big brother of the Su-57B, with I'm assuming a 75, although Russia's never really used a 75, so this is kind of weird to me. I don't know. Issei, October Revolution, sister ship basically. For now, and there it was. An ugly ass Martyr with an AMX with a 105 cannon. Disgusting. Another Japanese heavy fighter. Who saw that one coming? A Leopard 1M. Probably just a branch between Leopard A1A1 and 1A5. The Avro Shackleton. Been in game for a while, I believe. Knowing how Gaijin treats bombers. Probably not going to be coming in the game anyways. Leclerc Series 21, so France, after just losing their commander thermal for both of their first Leclercs, will finally have a thermal-equipped Leclerc. For their commander, at least. The gunner still has it, obviously, but yeah, the commander didn't, so now you get a commander thermal. No one cares. Roycat, this was planned to come with Extra Strike. They decided not to. I don't know why. I guess it wasn't ready. And I don't even know what missile this carries, because that's a long-ass tube. Even though it's not really a tube. It looks so weird. I don't know what it is. Although I think it's like 2 missiles per. I think like one here. So one here as well. We have the T-54E2, which is probably just going to be an event or battle pass. Don't really know, but basically just a better turret armor T-54. Vickers Mark III. So an ugly duckling with a 120. The YH-64. I'm assuming the Gaijin decided to go with the Israeli Apache over this. This was spotted in a dev blog like over a year ago, I think, getting shot down by another helicopter or something. So, probably just going to rot away in the files. France gets cucked again with another premium that's really not too good, but I mean, it is a Super Mystere, so it's kind of alright. Israeli, basically just an Israeli livery, Super Mystere. Another Cessna. A Taiwanese F5, so China's going to get a better F5. Goofy. 2 versions of this British heavy fighter with really, really, really big wings. I believe it's the Welkin. We have another G8, maybe just a leftover. A British H-34. Floatplane Cessna. Of course, the VIGGEN. I'm excited about this a lot. Finally, it's a JA-37, not an AJS-37, so it's going to be the actual fighter variant. Going to be very good. There's the other Welkin. ZTZ-99, because China #1. It's a 99W, I believe. Swedish helicopter confirmed. It's just an Apache, though. Aerocomet skin. Stupid tractor. Pennsylvania, probably. ZTL-11, so I think it's actually going to be amphibious, so amphibious wheel TD for China. Another Japanese heavy fighter, no one cares about. French thing. American cruiser, hip hip hooray, battleship. Little Bird, finally, I'm interested in the Little Bird. Also want a Black Hawk at some point, the MH-60L DAP. That's the one I had in mind at least. An F-89 could probably carry more rockets, or like a Genie rocket or something. Goofy looking French fighter, probably going to be an event or battle pass vehicle. Reminds me of the French Tandem Mai, basically. Bismarck or Tirpitz, one of the two. Weird British thing. Q-5D, so hopefully China, or well, isn't that Vietnam's? No, that is China's. We'll get a good... probably not going to get guided munitions still, but hey, another Q5. F-105 Thunder Chief, finally. So, another American dump truck. Excited about that. 1950s AMX-50. An F2G, but with 20 mils. AMX with basically just another ELC AMX looking kind of thing. An A7 that's actually probably going to get a naval spawn. Might carry walleyes, so you're going to have a big bomb, big guided bomb. An American prototype testing the Roland system, I'm assuming. This is why it's called the XM975 Roland. So, obviously we didn't go with it. America gets a Roland, hip hip hooray. Type 10, I really wish Gaijin would fix the Type 90's armor and make the Type 90's worthwhile and then add the Type 10, but hey. Probably not ready because, you know, my secret armors. The Japanese Titanic tank. That thing's going to be fun. A 9040B, I believe the 9040B has a 50 millimeter. Doesn't look like the 40. It looks longer, but maybe it's just perspective. So if this is the 50 mil, that'll be interesting. This is the Wessex, I believe, another British maritime contra-rotating prop bomber. A Spitfire Mark 7 with basically extended wingtips, so it's going to turn like a crazy son of a bitch. Martyr 1A3, another Martyr, good. BF-110 probably left over, another lag of some kind. And here's all of the April Fool's mechs that they probably were planning on doing last year and said they did, or this year, but they did Cyberpunk instead. It could be for next year, who knows. Anyways, guys, I'm excited about the VIGGEN. Let me know what you're excited about. And of course, as I said earlier, I will link these in the description of the video. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Let me know what you're excited about. As always, guys, I'm Stu Wolf, and I'll see you guys next time.